It's so windy up here right now, Lenka. It's like I hope that the wind doesn't come through because it gets so
If
windy.
it looks like a sailboat, like if you're swinging, I'll let you know.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to RSMF TV, a project of the Railroad Square Music Festival and the City of Santa Rosa. My name is Susy Dugan and I'm here with the beautiful and talented Lenkadu.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. You know, you're so busy these days being a new mother in 2020, and you managed to write, record, and produce your own music video recently. And you're always so positive and ambitious. And I was wondering if you can tell us like how you keep everything balanced and stay inspired.
Yeah, my experience of time and the rushing to make projects happen sure changed over the last year. I feel that having a newborn, it's so much about being present, and so I kind of coined this new feeling in time as bubbles of now. So to me, it means like when you're jumping from a boulder to boulder. If you're crossing a river, it's a similar feeling like, okay, right now I'm in this bubble of now and we're talking. And then later I'll be in a different bubble of now, fully concentrated on my son. And then maybe later I'll be fully in a bubble of now of maybe singing.
I love that analogy because, you know, the music industry is gig-based. And so a lot of us, our lives are constantly changing from one day to the next, and we don't have the kind of structure that comes with a lot of other lifestyles.
Comes along with that I definitely feel I have changed about my creative process itself is, I think before I've always had this sense that I'll come back to it. Like I'll come back and polish it later. Well, I very much know now I will most likely not have the time to come back to it. So I sort of am just okay with good enough. But my good enough is like, I try to leave it in that moment as good as I possibly can. So even on like a daily basis, let's say, if I am like finishing a cut on a video or I'm finishing like a vocal take, I never leave my recordings as like, oh, I'll go and edit the loops later or, and pick my best take. I'll actually try to pick the very best thing before I'm like passing out and going to sleep. So then when I come the morning after or the day after, or maybe a week later, I hear what I was thinking in the moment because I just can't recreate the moment anymore. So the sort of sense of like, it's good enough, but with the rendition of what I just explained has very much changed my approach.
And it really works because like you are putting out a lot of content and I always see you busy and all your stuff is so beautiful. We're going to be playing your music video after this interview, but I'm sure there's a lot of viewers who have never heard your music before. So before we go forward, like, can you tell us what genres is Lenkadu? I say genres because I know that it's
a chameleon. Yeah, I think in a one-liner I would describe it as a avant-garde indie electronic music with visuals, very much centered around my vocal, which I've always treated as an instrument, and I would actually say it's my prime instrument. A lot of times I joke that I probably only really make music just so I can sing, because that's where my soul is at. And I use a lot of sound recording in my music. To me, the sounds in the world are all musical. So that's a really important part of my my work. It's always been, actually. So a lot of times, my beats can be like recording of an engine of a car that's altered, or it can be like drops of a rain on a bucket. And then I like, process it and make it sort of almost abstracted. So it's only really people who really want to hear and understand what it is, can ask or read the description, but it's all music to me.
And you don't only do music videos, all of your performances are accompanied by video.
When I perform, I basically never perform without video. To me, the video is part of the composition, so the sonic and the visual are really just like one whole. My desire is to create an immersive audio visual experience for people, so that in the least they can take a little break from the everyday, in a sense of like the everyday way of thinking or perceiving or experiencing a show. Like they can just have a little trippy out of body experience, dance if they want to, or just like stare and get a little road trip into a new way of thinking.
Yeah, and it gives us a little road trip into your way of thinking, because these videos, your visuals are really beautiful and inspired by nature and inspired by the things around you, like you mentioned.
The last like 2 videos, so couple Tiny Desk videos and a music video called Dream a Day. That's the one with the balloons on my YouTube channel. I did with my dear friend Patrick Steffensen. He's from Ohio originally, just a wonderful soul, amazing artist. That was really cool collaboration. I was totally pregnant at the time, and he's helped me so much in the process. And I think we really created something unique. And then the birthing video, I edited myself, but a lot of the content the source is like when we were taking pictures or creating other videos, Patrick put them into animations and used them as live visuals for my Luther Burbank show that I did here in the studio. And he came and mixed the visuals live from the outside of the studio. And I got the whole take of that. And so I cut it and used it in the final, so to say, collage of the video. Mm-hmm.
Anybody who hasn't seen Lenka's music videos, they're all on YouTube. And like after you see this one coming up, I highly recommend going there and watching all of them.
Thanks.
Lenka, do you have anything that you want to say to everybody before we sign off?
No, I think this was awesome. I really appreciate the time. And I just say, keep on creating. I think that this time really allowed us to sort of start to rewrite our music industry to, a little bit more in the advantage of the artist. I think it's very much an industry where we as artists can actually get forgotten. And I think I really believe, at least for me, being able to see a work of art, hear a new song, see a new video come out during the pandemic has really helped me. So I would just say keep on creating, and hopefully when we start to gradually, come out and be able to do more than online shows from our home base, that we can see the industry change a little bit. I think with a bit more kindness to the art and to the real source of what creation comes from. Yeah, the gentle parts.
My mind and my body dancing arm in arm, my body and my mind hunting arm in arm, my mind and my body in the spain of not lost, my body and my mind in the spain of evaporate. Má mysl mé tělo tančí v obětí, mé tělo má mysl, bolí si v náručí, má mysl mé tělo